It's movie review time. Hello, everybody. My name is Cameron Kentz. If you didn't know, now you know. In this movie review, I'll be talking about Mortal Kombat 2. This movie finally introduces the Mortal Kombat tournament. So, with that being said, I have things I need to talk about in spoilers, but I will let you know when I get to those. They're just things I just need to rant about in some things. But first off, let's talk spoiler free. So, the movie does introduce the tournament, and they have Earthrealm has one more chance to win to help save their world. But if they lose that tournament, Earthrealm is going to be conquered by the Emperor Shao Kahn, which is a really bad dude and a bad deal. So the movie focuses heavily on Johnny Cage and Katana. So Johnny Cage, if you were expecting like the traditional arrogant, loudmouth Hollywood actor Johnny Cage, you're gonna be kind of disappointed. Carl Urban does a good job with what he's given, but they were really much going for that burnt out actor who was at his prime in the '90s, and he's just not that anymore. He's sad. He's just burnt out from everything. Like he just feels like he's just pushed to the side and letting the next generation of Hollywood kick in. Like he literally makes a joke about how like he's like, oh yeah, no one wants that karate crap. They want to see a grounded story where a guy kills someone with a pencil, which was John Wick. But anyway, Johnny Cage was not that traditional Johnny Cage, if you know what I'm saying. He was just very much a burnt out actor, and he was just that main fish out of water or character. He was a lot like Cole Young in the first one, where he just felt like he just did not belong. And he's like, I'm an actor. I don't belong here. I'm not a fighter. A I'm not a hero. And the movie like eventually shows that he was a champion. Like he is a champion. And he's awesome. Johnny Cage is awesome in this film, but if you're expecting a traditional loudmouth arrogant Johnny Cage, you are going to be disappointed. He's very much he's very much the protagonist, but the main protagonist, in my personal opinion, goes to Katana. The movie opens up with her world being merged with that world, which is obvious if you played the games, you'll know. And the movie just focuses a lot on her. Heck, the mission that Earthrealm's champions go on is because of her, and a lot of the things that happen is because of her. She's very much the main character in this movie, and that the story heavily focuses a lot on her. So let's kind of just dive into the story, which is, in my opinion, the biggest negative of this film. So the story is really weak. They push the tournament aside for a majority of the film, and the tournament was what people were excited for, but they push it aside way too quickly. The Earthrealm's champions are informed about an amulet, and they have to recover that amulet so that they may have a shot to win this tournament. So, in between rounds of Mortal Kombat, they go on a mission to retrieve this amulet, and that very much just becomes a big point of the film, which will lead to other fights and everything. So, that being said, real quick, with the fights were the best part of the film. The fights were really well done. The fight choreography with it was really well done, in my opinion. The best fight, in my opinion, I can say it because they showed it in the teasers and stuff, was the fight between Liu Kang and Kung Lao. That, to me, was the fight that had the most weight and significance. And if you watch the first one, like, there was just so much weight there, and like you can just feel Liu Kang's emotions in those fights, and realizing like this is a Mortal Kombat tournament, like this is what has to happen. Like there's just so much weight to that fight, and there's weights to other fights too, but those were like the two characters who had previous histories together in the last movie that we were able to see. So that made the fight the most impactful, in my opinion. So with that being said, moving forward, the movie does feel almost like a traditional Mortal Kombat story, where it's like cutscene, cutscene, fight, cutscene, fight, cutscene, fight in some ways. And a lot of the fights that happen and really caught me off guard because a lot of them weren't even focused on the tournament itself. Like, there's a whole cool fight that has, or there's like multiple fights in this movie that where the tournament isn't even a factor. It's just we're gonna fight each other, and it's like, okay, they're just fighting each other now, and then characters. Well, a lot of characters die in this film, and a lot of it is not even because of the tournament. So that being said, another thing, this movie honestly really belittles Mortal Kombat 1, in my personal opinion. They ignore a lot of what happens in that film. And with that being said, like, a lot of it just felt like a punch to the face to people who liked the first movie. And I think with the movie they're like kind of just wanting to like shift away from like, oh yeah, not many people loved that first Mortal Kombat movie, but guess what? We got Johnny Cage. This movie's great now. Like, this is the best Mortal Kombat movie. I feel like they should have stuck to their guns with what they first established in the first movie. Like, the first movie felt grounded and it was all right. Like, some of the things they did I was not big on. With like how their powers work and stuff. And Cole Young, people really liked Cole Young, and a lot of people did not. And like I liked the character, and he was kind of like what Johnny Cage is in this movie. He's just the fish out of water in this world. So it feels kind of like a repeat almost, but I just feel like they just kind of like, if you're a fan of that first one, it's kind of a punch to the face. If you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. And if you've seen Mortal Kombat 2, you'll know what I mean. But that being said, let's go into spoilers now. So I'm going to give you guys just a second or two to just click off. All right, let's go into spoilers. Welcome to the spoiler section, by the way. So real quick, if you want things to like pop off of what I say in this, please put in your comments spoiler. Like, put that the first thing, so people, if they're scrolling, just can ignore it. So that being said, this tournament is pushed aside a lot because of Outworld intervention. They recover Shinnok's amulet from Kano, and Kano was like one of the show stealers for me in this movie. He was the funniest, and he was like that loudmouth person that people found funny. I found him funnier in the first film, but he was still good in this one. But with that being said, they use that amulet to go to Earthrealm, and they attack Lord Raiden and actually get a good hit in on him, and they steal his power and give it to Shao Kahn, which gives him immortality. And Earthrealm has to go recover that amulet and destroy it. And that pushes the tournament to the side a lot. And when they gave Shao Kahn that power of immortality and like invulnerability, pretty much, to me was, I think that was one of the dumbest things they could have done. First off, I'm pretty sure that's cheating, and I feel like the Elder Gods would have intervened. Second of all, giving Shao Kahn immortality to like make sure that he doesn't die so that Earthrealm can win, that to me is cheating, and it honestly makes Shao Kahn look not as powerful as he is in the games. Like, the movie opens up with him killing King Jared, King of Edenia, and like, not to root for the guy, but like it like sets the precedent of, this is a guy you need to be careful against. Like, Shao Kahn is dangerous. He will mess you up. He will kill you. But like, in the first Mortal Kombat movie, it was just like Raiden was just saying like, these are the champions I have to work with. This is all I got. and everyone was like treating it like the stakes were just way too high. Like it seemed like they didn't have a chance, and so they give Shao Kahn that immortality, and he goes up against Cole Young, which first off, as soon as I saw Shao Kahn walk down those stairs into the acid pits where Cole Young was, I just knew Cole was going to die. I knew he was. That to me was just the biggest like obvious thing. I was like, he's so gonna die. So I was right. Cole Young actually held his own really well in this fight. He actually, in my opinion, he was going to kill Shao Kahn. And he almost did. But then Shao Kahn healed like the Wolverine and killed him then. He killed Cole Young and threw his body in the acid. That to me, like, was, I feel like the Elder Gods would have intervened in that because I didn't think Immortals could be a part of the tournament. Like, Raiden was never allowed to be a part of it, and he's immortal. Why can Shao Kahn now still be a contestant and fight, even though he's immortal? I feel like it was just a lot of like cheating, and if the other gods were watching this, they would have intervened or something. So it to me just shows that Shao Kahn's just not as strong as he is in the video games. I remember playing Mortal Kombat 9, I believe it was, or it was called Mortal Kombat. Shao Kahn was the hardest fight to win against. And I'm not the best Mortal Kombat player. It was just, he was so hard to fight against, and he was a mortal character. Like, it felt earned. Like he was a mortal who can just take down anyone. Like he's just that imposing of a foe. He's dangerous. He's like hard to beat. And then just adding in that extra step of, oh, you're immortal now, that to me just makes him look weaker because Cole Young would have beat him. He would have. So with that being said, like there's other fights that happen in Shao Kahn just like where Shao Kahn just heals and it's like, what? What the heck? So the movie focuses a lot, and I mean a lot, on them just recovering Shinnok's amulet, and that amulet is Shinnok's amulet, which is another Mortal Kombat villain. He's a fallen Elder God, which to me teases a villain for the third movie. So with that being said, there were just things that were done like they killed off some characters, and there's Liu Kang's death. Liu Kang does die in this movie. I think that to me was like, that caught me off guard. I was like, what? I did not fully understand what just happened. It caught me off guard. Shao Kahn killed Liu Kang, and to me, Liu Kang should be like the main Mortal Kombat main character. And them killing him off, it was just kind of like, now I can go recover Kung Lao or whatever. And I was like, what does that all mean? Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, he just flew away almost and like disappeared, and he was like a ghost or a spirit or whatever. So that to me made no sense, but that's a me problem. I'll admit that. Another thing, like Kano's return to being a good guy again caught me off guard, and his reasons do make sense. Like he's like, and he wants the earthly desires over Outworld because he's like, Outworld's just sand. It's sand. It's gross. He like just goes off to like name all the vices or whatever that's on Earth, and yeah, I feel like I just feel like it was just really. I just feel like the tournament just wasn't that significant of a thing in the film, which sucks. And I just felt like Earth or Outworld just kept on cheating and cheating and cheating. And like they took out Raiden, which again caught me off guard. And like there were just multiple fights throughout the movie. Like, they brought in Baraka. Baraka, like, that fight was pretty good. It was just supposed to be fun, in my opinion. I was expecting them to kill off Baraka, and I thought it was going to be a tournament thing. But, like, it just became, like, went from a good fight to... It became really comedic really quick, and I never took Baraka as that kind of a comedic thing. Which, that to me was just kind of goofy. Baraka was pretty cool, though. His design... It wasn't a perfect Baraka design, in my opinion, but they did with what they could. Another thing... It does tease a third movie where they kidnap Quan Chi and they're going to go recover their friends that they lost. So they're just going to resurrect the characters that they lost. I don't know if that lowers the stakes for the next movie. I don't know what's in store for the next movie though. I could see them bringing in Shinnok as the villain, but I don't know yet. But with that being said, it's a good movie. It's not a perfect movie. There are just some issues with it that I have, but that doesn't stop me from enjoying like the fights and stuff. Like the fight between Scorpion and Bi-Han was alright. I just feel like that was just kind of an inclusion just to add in Scorpion. There's just a lot of parts of the movie that I just have mixed and negative reviews on. So I just feel like they could have done more with the Mortal Kombat tournament, just the tournament itself, rather than just them trying to retrieve an amulet. But that's my opinion. What's yours? Feel free to comment your opinions down below. Again, for the spoiler section, type spoiler before you post it, because I don't want people who haven't seen the movie yet to be spoiled. Like, obviously, it's Mortal Kombat. Characters are going to die. That's just how Mortal Kombat is. So, with that being said, if you guys liked my review, please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon for every time I upload a new video. And that's all I have. You guys take care and God bless.